Hello everybody and welcome to another Life Taps and Backstabs video. I apologise that it has been a while since the last one, but I have been very busy doing some actual work and life and things. But as you all know, early access has started for Pantheon. And we have recently just had today, I'm actually live streaming at the moment on my other channel, so Chris Frostin, this is where I do my painting streams, and so we've got all of Twitch chat here as well, and we're chatting here and we're catching up, and the patch notes for today's patch for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen have just dropped, and I thought I would just do a quick video reading through and having a look at them all, because there's some quite interesting ones in here. So patch notes, this is today at 4:45, so that is midday for most of America, etc, etc. It's Thursday the 19th. So patch notes, we are on build 15.547, and the general change is the general patch notes. So we've made a change which should fix some failed logins. There's been some login failures around my friend. In fact, my friend over in New Zealand has had an issue with that. But that has now been fixed apparently. Now we've got lots of friend changes here, which is really cool. So /friend is when you want to add your friends to your or add a player to your friends list. So now what you can do, if you do play in a really good group and you just want to friend everybody in that group, you can do /friend group, and it will send friend requests to all your current group members, which is fantastic. That's a really clever quality of life change, and it also supports friending your defensive target. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. I would imagine maybe you can right click on your defensive target window and add them to your friend, or maybe you can /friend percentage defensive target or something like that. Anyway, we'll find that out when we get in game, I am sure. They've also added a friend option to the context menu that appears when right clicking on another player. So you right click another player, you can now directly hit friend from there, which is good. Now the target group member, we've got some changes here for the target group member command, and that now allows you to defensively target a group member by name, such as target group member /TGM Fred, and that will target Fred in your group, which is really good. It's going to be fantastic for healers, so you can target your main tank, or you can target somebody who's getting hit regularly, so maybe those wizards out there who are just nuking a bit too much. You can have a hotkey set up so that they can target and then just do a quick heal on one hotkey. It would be really clever. That would be a hotkey that you would update every time you went into a group, potentially. Or optionally, you can target their pet by supplying either 1 or 2 to target their first or second pet, such as target group member Fred 1, and then that would target their first pet. So that's for summoners for targeting their second pet. Necros, you would just have to do Fred 1 for targeting the necro pet. Not that you would really want to target necro pets particularly. And then you can cycle through the group member and their pets, such as target group member Fred 0. Okay, really good. Again, just a nice little quality of life change. Target group member keys F2 to F6 by default will now target the group member first, and then if you press that target key again, it will then cycle to the pet, which is also really good. So if you are having a summoner as your main tank, as your pet main tank, you will be able to sit there and toggle and target your main tank's pet quite easily. They've added /corpse as an alias for /drag corpse. Just makes sense, nice and easy. Again, a lot of these little things here are just quality of life things. Now this one's really interesting. Weapons that can only be equipped in your primary hand will now show in the items tooltip as main hand weapons, such as main hand dagger. Ones that can only be equipped in your secondary will show off offhand, such as an offhand dagger. Now that's really interesting. It has some potentials as you extrapolate that out for things like rogues. You could have offhand daggers for casters, which would be really interesting. So you could have like a staff in one hand and an offhand dagger. It would be really good fun. So that is, I really like that one. That's going to be really, really fun. And it also kind of drops and limits down some of the possible loot options which are going to be happening. And of course, happy Christmas. I don't think it needs to be said, but happy Christmas, everybody. I am wearing my Christmas attire for streams throughout December. Added tutorials for swimming, great. Added guild tab for social window. This is really useful because I've been struggling to find who has been on in my guild, and B, what everybody's levels are. It's an absolute nightmare. So this is really, really useful. Again, it's a lovely quality of life little thing. More functionality planned later, no doubt. Quests. Now this is just loads of quest stuff. It's fantastic to see these kind of little tweaks and changes going in. Players, for instance, players who start in Sorith may now turn in the quest Salvaging, Reuse, Recycle to the NPC who grants it. So you can actually complete that quest. And the quest Use What You Kill Part 2 in Wild Ends now has a new objective. Really, really good, useful things. Wild's End really needs some more quests, and it really needs some more quests that take you through the zone. I think a lot of people, from what I've been seeing in the game at the moment, have been quitting Wild's End, making the run to Throne Fast, sadly, and XPing, exploring, grouping and everything in an area that they are a little bit more familiar with, rather than exploring Wild's End, which is a little bit sad. I'm very excited to explore Wild's End a little bit more. There is down by one of the rivers, there's a swamp thing. I've not got too close to it because it's scary and it's kill on sight. I've not got too close to it, but I want to go and kill that swamp thing. There's some crocodiles around there, and the zone looks really interesting. I just want to explore it more. So more quests taking you around Wild's End, I think, is going to be fantastic. So that's really, really good. And of course, there is also additional quests to be added to Wild's End. Brilliant, thank you, perfect. Hopefully it's not too late and there are still some people in Wild's End to do the quests. NPCs. Spider of Omen should now appear slightly more reliably for those seeking it. That's good. So there's a few things in here. One of the things I was hoping is around a few of the newbie zones, the guards are starting to wander a little bit too much, and then killing a lot of the kind of newbie mobs. For instance, in Avelia, there's like the newbie canyon, if you like, the little ravine down there where lots of skeletons spawn, and they're really good for kind of picking up weapons and little cloth drops when you're very, very early in level. And the guards now are just wandering like all the way down into there, like finding they're just training kills off mobs, which is just creating a lack of skeletons and things around there. So that would be really nice if we could just kind of tighten up on that. But one thing that is down here, fix the ability to kill on small jade dagger tails. For those of you who are in Wild's End and are killing in Wild's End, at level 1, these things, which are the little scorpions down in Wild's End, they're an absolute nightmare. They take you down to about 10% health instantly. And they're kill on sight as well, so you can be kind of sneaking around, trying to be really aware of things, and then they'll come flying over the hill at you, take you down to 10%, and then you just don't stand a chance. So that seemed to be massively overpowered, so that's good. Some of these other ones, I kind of wished some of the other ones weren't quite so changes, like the Red Jacket Sacrificial Sting. I don't think is particularly that offensive, and Strike of the Snake damage from low NPCs is reduced. I don't think I've really run into a problem with that one either. Just don't make the game too, I don't want to say easy, but too accessible, because the game at the moment is accessible. Anyway, right, let's kind of get on with it. I'll get past that. So class abilities, there's some class things, very, very little here. Splatters fixed, flux upgrade, scale more appropriately for the enchanter, great. Monk Chi Shield has been added to the vendor. Brilliant. Loads for the Paladin. Faithful Strike damage and healing multiplier has been increased. I don't play a Paladin. I tried to play a Paladin and got A, confused, B, fed up, and just like lackluster feeling of any sort of class advancement and I don't know what the word is, but like any kind of class happiness, if you like, on the Paladin. I just lost, so I think I got to level 4 and stopped. So I've decided I'm not a Paladin class. That's absolutely fine. Rogue, however, the Shadow Clone buff icon added. Now this is really, really good. I'm guessing because the buff icon has been added that the ability will work as well, because I have tested this a lot. And Shadow Clone, basically it creates a secondary clone of you. For those of you who play D&D, it's like a I can't remember the name of the spell now. It's like a mirror clone, and the Shadow Clone takes the next combat attack, and therefore it misses you. It hasn't been working, so you would click the ability, and then the mob would come in, and it would just hit you automatically next time. Well, not automatically. It would hit you next time, and it wasn't causing you to miss. So hopefully that is now going to cause the mob to miss as well. It's great. Crippling Terror has moved from level 12 to level 7. It's cool. Dark Empathy mana cost has been reduced to 4. That's okay. That's really, really good. We're liking a little bit of that. This I hate. I absolutely hate this, and this is something that I said in my Necromancer. The first impressions of the Necromancer is one of my good things that I liked, is that the spell distances were all over the place, and I really liked it. A little bit of variety. Some spells were 25 meters, some spells were 30 meters. Brilliant, because you could pull at 30 meters and then you would pull into range of 25 meters. Then you could use your 25 meter ones. I like the variety. Stop normalizing everything. I want to see spells that have a 40 meter range. I want to see spells that have a 20 meter range. I want to see spells that have a 25 meter range. Give us some variety. Not everything has to be 30 meters. Don't like this. Don't like that change. And that goes for everything. That goes for all the casters. Summoner. Mana Bomb changed to level 4. Mana Bomb changed to level 4. Summon Food changed to level 4. So you get lots at level 4 now. Mana Sword ranks changed to 6, 16, 26 and 36. Okay, Swarm Line. I must admit I was a little bit disappointed with the Summoner. I was a mage class in EverQuest, and I was really excited for the Summoner. Summoner came out, played it a little bit, didn't really like the vibe. So I'm sure there are some Summoner class players out there. If there are, drop your comments down below on what you think of these changes. Are they good? Have they been asked for? Etc. etc. I'd love to know. Flame Whip and Wind Dagger, for instance, sound amazing. And having the cooldown reduced sounds like a good thing, so yep. Wizard, Elemental Piercing mana cost reduced from 10% base to 6%. That's always good. 10% base mana sounds insane, so down to 6% is good. Sure Spell accuracy bonus increased. VFX, loads of VFX changes. Dialord, there's another. This is one of my pet hates on the Dialord. The Dialord, okay, the Dialord is a class that is a corrupted soul and uses the blood of his enemies to manipulate, twist, torture, and do damage to their enemies and heal themselves and manipulate all the blood. So as such, we have skills like Haunted Slash, Blood Red Blade, Rune Carver, Arcane Tear, and Essence Harvester. And we also have Ready Blade. Yeah. I hate the name for that. Enchanter, another but we get new graphics for these, which is great. So we got some changes to the graphics for Gavin's Wild Display, which is good. Some NPC things as well. Paladins, Rangers, Shamans. We got a new Mana Blue Erudite Mind effect variant, which is cool. So we get a little bit of variation of Erudite Mind for the Shaman away from some of the other casters, which is good. Warrior, new effect for forward swing, cross strike, mocking blow and disarming strike, which is great. The Warriors have sort of been left a little bit, and everything's been rushed in for the Warriors, so it's nice to see some of the VFX being added in and variations for the Warrior. It's great. Wizard ones as well. Then we got loads of item changes. So the sale price for Celestium Dust sadly has been reduced. I hope you've all sold your Celestium Dusts before this. They used to be 5 silver each, and they were stackable and they would pop quite regularly. And at low levels they were a really good way particularly for casters, where casters ended up having quite a high cost for some of their skills. It was a really, I kind of want to say easy and cheap. It was a really easy and cheap way of getting some silver so that you could buy your spells and things. So now that's been reduced. I kind of like that. I do like that. Loot and early like coin earning is a little bit of a kind of a quandary. It's a bit of a sore point. I understand that it's difficult, but if you can get through the first few levels and be really kind of tricksy, and you start feeling it when you start earning some money. So it's really nice to kind of struggle, I think, at the lower levels. And then when you have only got like 1 silver and you need to buy 3 spells, which spell are you going to buy, rather than just auto buying all 3 of them? So I kind of agree with that. That's okay. Basic gathering tools provided by gathering trainers may no longer be sold to vendors, which is cool. The litter boxes have been increased for the sizes of them. Drop rate for bat wings, wolf fangs, rat tails, snake scales, and fox tails has been increased. So that was some of just really useful things that you could sell. So I would always try and pick on a type of, so this is a nice tip if you are kind of starting out. I'd always try and pick on one type of mob when I'm starting out, because you don't have many bag slots available. So you pick on one type of mob, kill that mob over and over and over and over again, and then you can stack all its drops. Whereas if you're killing like 18 different mobs, then your bags fill up a lot quicker. So if you just stick to one, so for instance, if you're just going to kill bats, just go and kill bats. Find a bat, kill it. Find a bat, kill it. And then you can either skin it, you can get the loot, and then you can stack all of that over and over again. And that's a really efficient way of getting some loot that you can sell. Purchase prices for low-level weapons and armors have been increased. I like that. Don't make weapon upgrades too easy at low levels. That's cool. Additional items may now be purchased from crafting supplier vendors. Be cool to see what those are. The maximum number of simultaneously active mining nodes in Thronefast, Amandir's Past, and Wild Ends has been increased. Now this is really good, and I would imagine this is something that Visionary Realms, there we go, not Visual Realms, I've been pulled up on that, thank you guys. I'm guessing this is something that they didn't envisage, and just the amount of people who are now playing, mining, gathering and everything has just gone, it's a little bit unexpected, so they've just increased that, which is great. Now crafting, there's a few changes in crafting down here. A lot of it is just being just making schematics available in certain places. So for instance, Throne Ironheart in Demeth Village should now sell the proper schematics for Ash and Bronze. So it's just, if you were ever missing a schematic, or you were going through and working on your weaponsmithing and there was a schematic that you just couldn't find, then it's probably there now. So that's really good. So things like schematics for Skulker's armor and Initiate's armor should now create the correct items. A few little bugs going in. That's sort of expected because they've gone in and they've split a lot of the crafting things. So crafting used to be blacksmithing, and you could do weapon and armor smithing, and now they've split it. So I would imagine it's just like a little bit of a leftover from that split. So just kind of catching up on all those, which is really good. New cooking combinations and results have been added to the campfire cooking kit, which is great. Go and find out what those are as soon as you get in. New music for Wild's End. Woohoo! That's going to be great. Fixed Alt-Tab issue with no sound when game is not on focus. I don't know what that is. It might be when you Alt-Tab back in that you get that big, like, cacophony of sound, like of the game catching up for the last 10 seconds, and you just get everything in. So that might be that, which would be really, really nice when you do kind of Alt-Tab out and Alt-Tab back in again. So that'd be good. And then the final two things, possible fix for zones sometimes not loading items on NPCs on startup. There was a an occasion on Black Moon a couple of days ago where everybody was zoning in completely naked with nothing, which was fun. And then finally they fixed an issue where tooltips for items on the merchant were showing the wrong right-click use message. I've not seen that. I've not seen what that bug was. So if you have, that has now been fixed. So there we go. That is all the patch notes from the latest patch. I'm going to be on tonight. I'll probably be playing a little bit on my rogue and a little bit on my necromancer, just trying to kind of, I'm trying to slowly bring them both up at the same sort of rate. So Sarlor and Diablo will be on Black Moon tonight, along with one of my best mates as well. So I will catch you all online, and I will see you, I am sure, on the next video. I promise I will do some more videos. I want to do at least a rogue update, a necromancer update, and a new Direlord video as well, because I do now have a little halfling Direlord, which just has me in hysterics. I think it's hilarious. So thank you very much, everybody. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.